Of course, this week also saw the passing of the legendary actor James Gandolfini. And James was the man who played Tony Soprano in the legendary HBO series The Sopranos. He was a mob boss with a psychological interior that made him extremely sympathetic, a complex character. I'm certainly a fan of his acting, and I know that he also did a lot of work on behalf of veterans of the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and he's a son of New Jersey, actually from Bergen County, where I'm from, so special place in my heart for that. I thought that there was an incredible obituary for him in the New York Times that essentially said that in a lot of ways he embodied New Jersey and created the cultural context in which a figure like Chris Christie could emerge, actually, as governor, because like Christie, James Gandolfini was, at least in his character of Tony Soprano and many of the other tough guy roles that he played, including as Secretary of Defense Leon Panetta in the recent film Zero Dark 30, a man with a tough exterior who had a lot of bluster, a lot of anger, a lot of outward expression and emotion, but inside we could see a certain sensitivity, a certain sadness about the world, and I think that that is something to be valued. We've got an incredible show ahead of us. We're going to be talking, first of all, about the latest in the National Security Agency scandals, how the president's been explaining in the media, how Congress is reacting, and of course the latest news about the attempts to extradite Edward Snowden, the NSA leaker from Hong Kong. You're not going to want to miss that. Later on in the hour, we're going to be talking to Addie Stan from RH Reality Check about the latest in the war on women and how House Republicans are attempting to ban certain kinds of abortion and what that means for women. Just a few moments, we're going to be joined by our syndicated stations in Columbus, Grand Rapids, Chicago, and across the country as we welcome all of our listeners everywhere on Take Action News right after this. But we've got actually got one more minute, I should say. We're a little bit off today. But another interview that's coming up today that is extremely important is at 1 o'clock, and I want everyone to tune in for this. At 1:05, I'm going to have the extraordinary honor and privilege to be speaking with Kalpona Akhtar. She's the executive director of the Bangladesh Center for Workers' Solidarity. And she grew up in the sweatshops of Bangladesh. And she was there from the ages of 12 to 20, earning $6 a month, working 450 hours a month, and now she's in charge of leading the charge for greater workers' rights and better conditions in that country. Fascinating interview. It's an issue we've been covering, so stay tuned for that. Just a few seconds now, our syndicated stations are going to join us when Take Action News continues after this.